Hi there and welcome to the Fed Talks. My name is Nathan Hall and today we're joined by Swizzels. We have Ben Cooper, their National Account Controller, and we're also joined by Matt Moore, their Regional Account Manager. Gents, welcome to the Fed Talks. How are you both doing?
Good,
Very
thank
well,
you.
thank you. Glad to be here, Nathan, and appreciate the invite to take part in this session.
Fantastic. So Ben, we'll start with you. And I suppose just as an overview, on your end at Swizzels, how's 2025 fared for you with wholesale and independence?
I think a lot of people will realise 2025 has had a pretty tough year. Obviously, there's been food inflation, and to say it bluntly, it hasn't been an easy ride. However, for us at Swizzels, we've had a strong year. We're showing year-on-year growth again, outperforming the marketplace, outperforming FMCG, and outperforming confectionery. So yeah, we've had a good year, Nathan, and lots more to go out in 2026.
Well, that's fantastic. What do you think it is, Ben, that's driven that success?
Well, we've had a balance of things that have driven that success. We always try to act locally as a business and work very collaborative with our partners, and that's always been the building blocks. We've had some fantastic NPD this year. We launched both Squashes Tropical and a price mark variant of that, which came second in a recent award poll in Belfast. We launched our Tuba, which has been nominated for Asian Trader Product of the Year. And we also launched a third squashy variant, which this year, which was the Shooting Stars. Both the Shooting Stars and the Tropical allow us to play in the new world of HFSS regulations. So it's been really embraced by the trade and allow us to take that squashes brand into new areas, which has been really exciting. I think the third bit, though, was try new initiatives. With one of our wholesale partners, Unitas, and the well-known brand Pepsi Max from the Britvic guys, we decided to do a collaboration from a retail point of view to try and drive extra excitement and extra sales for our retailers by delighting the consumers by doing something different. And that's really worked for us this year.
Yeah, that collaboration is really interesting. Matt, can I ask you, so how did that actually come about and when did it launch?
So back at the Unitas conference in 2024, discussions were held with the Britvic National Account Manager, and we were looking at link deal opportunities. So why not get the number one hanging bag in squashes, pair it up with Pepsi, which is number one for independent retail, and look at how we can get a deal out there into the market for these two brands. Unitas were very much behind this. They had a lot of appetite for doing a link deal. And what we thought, it was getting suppliers and suppliers to work together. So not just the supplier and the customer, but getting the link there between two suppliers, two big brands together, working together collaboratively and bringing this activation together. So then we investigated what sort of deal that we could come up with to support this offer. And we come up with the bag and bottle for £2. Really strong deal. And then we looked at a little simple engagement for the initial activation, just to start off the piece about this bag and a bottle deal. And Unitas helped us by facilitating the communication methods for this. So it's a long process, but we started the wheels in motion, over a year ago to get to the stage where we were to bring that out into the marketplace.
Yeah, so that was brilliant seeing that earlier in the year. I would say from doing that, what were your key learnings from doing that?
So the key learnings in that, we had a really strong feedback from the deal as a whole, but we broke that down into sort of three categories. So we had a wholesaler learning, a retailer learning, and a learning on timings and activations for this piece. So for the wholesaler, we learned that we needed a deeper deal, so better POR. And we needed the support from the RDMs who were going out there and activating this deal on our behalf. Then we looked at the retailer learnings. Soft drinks don't necessarily need to be chilled. So we had a lot of activation on gondola ends that gave a lot of initial impact. And that also drives the consumer then to the fridges. We had some clip strips. They worked extremely well. On the outside, we had our squashes hanging down beside the Pepsi. So a learning from that was original outsells. We know it outsells all the other flavors 2 to 1. So we learned that maybe not having the whole range on offer, but being bespoke onto which squashies product we have would help us for not being out of stock on fixture and also on these clip strips. And the timings was a big thing as well. We did the first activation in April, which was P5. First week was very good for us. Second week was slower. And what happens is we sort of hit holiday timings where the footfall had been decreased into stores. So that was one big learning that we took on then to take forward.
Exactly, Matt. And from launching that back in April and all those learnings, I see you've done it again in September since then. So how's that fared, and were the results stronger in phase 2?
Well, we did it again in September, as you say, Nathan, because of the really big, strong success from April. It was a real no-brainer for us to repeat this. P13 was a better timing. Everyone was around. Footfall was high. It was a sellout from the middle of September to early October. We also did a deeper deal. We did a 2 for £1.80 instead of a 2 for £2. So a lot stronger deal. And we just concentrated on Squashies Original as our product and Pepsi Max for Pepsi. We also did a whole piece on wholesale activation. So cash and carries, they had displays, they were at front of store, tower end, LED screens. Everywhere we could get this advertised, we had it advertised. For delivered wholesale, we had leaflets, we had sales reps incentives, we were in digital on magazines and web banners. So from our initial piece of a smaller activation for the April, we went even bigger for September. So within the 12 months, we've gone from a development concept to this sort of completed activation. We've done the whole circle from supplier to wholesaler to retail to consumer. So as far as we go on results, were they stronger in September? It's been a big blueprint for others to follow. We've had a lot of other soft drink suppliers want to collaborate with us now on the back of this. And that's due to the support of everyone from Britvic, from us at Swizzels, the retail club managers, depot managers, trade marketing departments. We've all come together to make this work. We've also had got our new HFSS with the regulations in place, our new HFSS products. So we have other packs available for next year. But I'll leave you with one thing for the results. We had a key account in Scotland that drove our sales and distribution of squashies. So from the first activation in April to the second one, we saw a 13% uplift in stockists and a 31% increase in case sales. So if people were not involved, they need to get involved.
Absolutely. It was absolutely fantastic. Well done to everyone involved, because it was a cracking promotion. And Ben, just to wrap up, to go back to you, 2025 in a challenging climate has been massive for Swizzels, hasn't it? So what can we look forward to next year in 2026?
Well, I think it's a bit more of the same, but just a slightly bit better. We'll still be out there. We'll be talking to all our key partners, understanding their needs and understanding how we can help them fulfill their needs. And to Matt's point, that's not just the wholesaler, but that's the retailer and the consumer as well. We've got our HFSS compliant products that we can do more with. We've got some really exciting new flavors coming down the pipeline, and it promises to be another really successful year in 2026. And to Matt's point, if anyone wants to work with Swizzels, we're open for business. We're key to take on our business partners, understand their needs, drive those volumes, drive those revenues, and really do it in a collaborative way. And I think that's the underlying piece that I want to take from this session today is collaboration wins and collaboration drives sales. Therefore, collaboration drives revenue.
Exactly. Said it perfectly, Ben. Well, that brings us to an end. So firstly, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And to everyone that's tuned in, thank you very much for tuning in.